AVoverIP. I'm here with Carlos from Ingram. Carlos, tell me a bit more about what your role is at Ingram and what you've been doing lately.
So my role at Ingram is quite straightforward. I work on the European team as part of our Advanced Solutions Modern Workplace discipline. So I'm responsible for the Teams Rooms program management. So essentially what that means is the role we as always, design and strategize what Teams Rooms means for Ingram Micro. Now that can mean the kind of vendors we onboard. It can mean the kind of product sets that we look at. We're also looking at future technologies. What does it mean beyond the Teams Rooms environment? So telephony and the Teams calling side of the discipline. But generally, I'm responsible for designing the strategy that then employs and executes through the local country teams with their considerable input, I must add, because obviously we need the local adaptation of that plan to be nice and gelled in country.
So obviously that will include going out and looking at the different solutions. That's why you're here at the UC EXPO. You're going out. So in terms of from a vendor's perspective, what do they need to do to catch your eye?
That's a really good question, actually. I mean, yes, obviously I'm here to look at the technology, also press the flesh. It's always nice to meet people. You can't speak enough to the face-to-face interaction like we're doing right now, for example, for your viewers. And for us, it's really key to see the technology firsthand. Quite often, as a specifier, or when you sort of look into the management structure of any business, it's very often we don't get to see the technology in our hands, and that can actually be a detriment to what we're trying to achieve, because we can't really appreciate the nuance of what it does, how it does it. It can sometimes be really thin margins in terms of what we're looking at in terms of performance, for example, or the aesthetic of something and the functionality. And you only really get to appreciate that in person. So in terms of a vendor, I think really there's a number of different things that we look for in a vendor. It's not just simply the usual things that people expect from distribution, preferential commercial terms and lots of stock holding, things like that. So we need a vendor that can obviously cope with the demand that we place on them, and being one of the distributors on the planet, one of the largest distributors on the planet. In fact, we have the largest global reach of any distributor. We touch almost 90% of the globe. That's actually more coverage than Amazon, to put it into context. And obviously, everyone knows Amazon, right? So for us, it's a mixture. We need to have product that's attractive, performs well, has the right commercials, is really hitting the zeitgeist when it comes to the partner's requirements and the need for the marketplace as well. But we have to try and address that ahead of time. So we've got to look at this with months and years in advance in terms of what are people doing to innovate and to iterate as we go forward. So that's the key for us, making sure that we're partnering with vendors that have that future look, that future outreach in terms of their development. They have that roadmap already planned out, and we're happy to say, and we're very proud to say, that we work with many vendors that have that kind of future look.
Integral to that is that kind of collaboration piece, because you're looking at an end-to-end solution. So from your perspective, when you're looking at that, are you looking at every part of that chain that can complement the complete solution?
We are, absolutely. As part of a meeting room discipline, so Modern Workplace is just that. It's a holistic solution. So we don't just look at say, for example, the Microsoft Teams Rooms device. We'll look at the audio solution in the background. We'll look at the switching. We'll look at the display functionality and the interconnect as part of that. There are different disciplines within our Modern Workplace practice that will handle that. So from the UCC to Pro AV, cloud solutions, licensing, to everything comes together under Advanced Solutions in the Modern Workplace practice. So there's a lot that goes into that. As you know, any integrator worth their salt has to have probably half a dozen to a dozen ways of skinning that cat in terms of a solution. There's no one right answer. There's many ways of doing it, and there's different levels of sophistication how to achieve that. So we have to make sure that we provide those solutions to our partners and to the benefit of their customers, who are ultimately driving those decisions.
And for people that want to find out more information, particularly around what you do, where can they go to find out?
So they can go to ingrammicro.com. They can also go on to LinkedIn, look at Ingram Micro, or any one of the local country associated LinkedIn sites. we don't have many. We're consolidating those, but obviously the language specific ones and the ones that have very dedicated geos will have our independent sites for that within LinkedIn and obviously our Ingram Micro site. But also, if they're one of our partners, they're already engaged with us, they can find all this information through our Xvantage platform. Our Xvantage, for those that aren't aware, is our digital twin. So Ingram Micro's digital twin. It's a very powerful, built from the ground up as a digital native platform to allow our vendors and our customers full access to all our systems within the ecosphere of their journey. So that, I'm not sure that actually means a lot, ecosphere of a journey, but essentially it means that you as a customer, if you wanted to have a front-end GUI tailored to your operations, you can have that and have full integration with our systems. As a vendor, you can then also have a very similar outlook on your side, so you can track how business is happening. You get real-time performance metrics. You also have full visibility of where stock is in the inventory chain and vice versa from both ends. So it's extremely powerful, and there's a lot of other tools within that also help to benefit.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Carlos.
No, thank you, Sia.
Thank you. Have a great
Appreciate
show.
it.